They didn't even look back. The sliding glass doors hissed shut behind them, their footsteps swallowed by the hallway. I stood there in the harsh fluorescent light, my hand on Grandma's frail arm, watching the people who shared my blood vanish without a word. She asked where they went. I told her they'd be back. We both knew it was a lie. 7 years. 7 winters of pushing her wheelchair through narrow corridors, feeding her when her hands trembled, reading her the same worn Bible passages she loved. 7 birthdays where the only candlelight came from me. And 7 years without a single call from them, not even when she slipped deeper into the fog of her final days. The day she died, the hospital room felt too quiet. No beeping, no soft rasp of her breathing. Just the hum of the air conditioner and the sound of my own heartbeat. I kissed her forehead, whispered, "Rest now," and promised her I'd handle everything. I meant it. They appeared at the funeral like vultures, all black suits and crocodile tears. My uncle pretending to wipe his eyes. My aunt clutching a designer handbag I knew she'd bought on credit. And my 2 cousins, the ones who never visited, glancing around like they were already appraising the property value of her house. When the service ended, they didn't bother with condolences. They just asked, "When's the will reading?" Their voices were too eager. I told them, tomorrow. I'd spent years preparing for tomorrow. It started the night Grandma told me about the house, the one my uncle had always assumed would be his. She was sharp then, sharper than they ever gave her credit for. She asked me to promise I'd protect what was hers. I promised, and I made sure every legal thread was tight. Power of attorney, transfer of title, trust funds locked with conditions only I could fulfill. Every move was clean, documented, irreversible. I never told them a word. Let them think neglect had no price. The lawyer's office was warm, cozy even, but the air felt heavy when they walked in. They sat across from me, pretending patience. I kept my face calm, my hands folded in my lap. Mr. Harrington, our family lawyer for 2 decades, adjusted his glasses and opened the folder. Per the instructions of the late Mrs. Margaret Lewis, he paused. I saw my uncle lean forward. The entirety of her estate, including all properties, bank accounts, and personal assets, is to be transferred to her sole caregiver, her granddaughter, Emily. Silence. Then, "What?" from my aunt, sharp as a blade. Harrington continued, unbothered. "It is further noted that her surviving relatives are to receive," he glanced at me, I nodded, "a $1 each as a token." My cousins laughed, at first. Then the reality sank in. They turned on me like cornered animals. My uncle slammed a hand on the table. "You tricked her!" "No," I said evenly. "I stayed. You didn't." I didn't raise my voice, didn't need to. Every word was a mirror they couldn't look into. "You think you can just take everything?" my aunt hissed. "I didn't," I said. "She gave it. Years ago." That's when Harrington slid over the notarized dates, the video recording of Grandma reading her will with her own steady voice. Their protests died in their throats. Watching their faces was better than I'd imagined. Shock, anger, then something worse, the creeping realization that it was over, that they had nothing. I stood, smoothing my coat. Grandma wanted her things cared for. Not sold, not pawned. Cared for. I let that hang in the air. And you made sure you wouldn't be the ones doing it. No one spoke as I walked out. Outside, the air was cold but clean. I thought of Grandma, the way she'd smile when I made her tea, the way she'd squeeze my hand even when she couldn't form words anymore. Justice didn't bring her back, but it honored her. And as for them, well, they'll remember the will reading for the rest of their lives. They'll remember the moment they realized they'd abandoned more than just a woman in a hospital bed. They'd abandoned their future. I didn't take revenge in rage. I took it in silence, one signature at a time, and in the end, that silence was the loudest thing they'd ever heard.